Hey guys, welcome to Muscle Memory. My name is Malcolm. We're here at WrestleBash 2 with AEW star Colt Cabana. How are you?
It sounded like you did like something with a microphone, right? There was just a thunder here, not to be confused with Thunder Rosa. I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. I mean, we're here meeting fans, or you're here meeting fans at WrestleBash 2. What's your favorite part about meeting different wrestling fans?
Listen, I've been on. It's almost been 25 years for me, and on the specifically on this kind of scene, the independent underground scene.
Yeah.
And I am with AEW now, but I'm still doing all of these kinds of things. So I like being part of the underground movement. I like knowing what wrestling fans like, what they're into, and just being a part of it. So for me, it's like I want to make sure to always be connected to what the fan likes and the wrestling fan, so I could be part of the industry.
25 years in wrestling is amazing. Like, what do you remember? Like, what you were doing? Like, maybe during like your first year of wrestling now versus 25.
Well, I was in college. I just quit college football, and I was in college, and I knew like I didn't want to make it big time till I graduated college. So I knew I had 3 years to do whatever I wanted. So I was really just wrestling on as many shows as humanly possible, not worried about making money, not worried about getting famous, just worried about like learning wrestling and understanding it and being a part of it. So those were the good old days, you know. That's what they usually say.
I mean, I feel like every wrestler in here has been like influenced by your career to like come up on the independent scene and really make a name for themselves. How did you find that? How did you find a way to like make a name for yourself and like become a high merchandise seller in pro wrestling?
I learned right away that everyone like didn't want to wrestle on a lot of shows. Like if it wasn't like more than like 10 miles away from their house, they didn't want to wrestle on it. And I wanted to wrestle everywhere. So I learned like to kind of make your name, like if you just try to wrestle as many places as humanly possible. And that's what I was doing from Chicago. We would wrestle in Minnesota, Milwaukee, Iowa, Michigan, Pittsburgh, Louisville. It's just like, and then we started like meeting different people and wrestling with different people, and I started getting better as a wrestler. And so like that's how I was able to grow as a wrestler, as an independent wrestler, is wrestling on so many shows and wrestling with so many other talented wrestlers from other places. That's how you like get good, you get noticed, people want to support you. And I learned really early like the way I want to support my favorite like bands that are coming up or comedians that are coming up. Fans want to support their wrestlers that are coming up. So that's why I think like the independent scene is so important, is just like knowing that these are the young, hungry wrestlers that will eventually be the stars. And boy, was I on so many shows as a kid with so many people who are like even just mega stars today. It's so like, I just think like Kenny Omega, like I remember Kenny just being like a scrawny blonde-haired kid, and you know like Tyler Black, Seth Rollins, just the same, and just to see where all of these wrestlers have grown and become. And like that's the cool part about independent wrestlers or independent wrestling fans, is you can see those before they become stars. And so by doing that path, you'd stick at it long enough, people want to support you, and that's how the merch comes about.
It will happen. Yes sir. Yes sir. What's your favorite piece of merchandise that you have currently?
So this is so these micro brawlers are I'm a part of Pro Wrestling Tees, and we've been putting out these micro brawlers forever. I was the original micro brawler, a different one. It was this one. Wow. But I thought it would be fun to have like an interactive micro brawler where you can, because I started doing this thing where when I was tagging with Yano in New Japan, I like had my own jacket. He was drawing on his own jacket. He had his own paint on it.
Oh, that's cool.
And I thought that was cool. So I was like, I'm gonna have someone paint on mine. And then I was like, I like how this looks. I'm gonna have different ones painted. So I got one painted by P-Lander Z, a punk rock from P-Lander, a Japan punk rock group. David Arquette drew me a jacket. My buddy Justin from Chicago, he drew me a jacket, and I was like, I should have it where if you want to draw me a jacket, you can. And so that's why it's got a blank canvas, you can see, and this micro brawler, then you can draw on this and make your own jacket of Colt Cabana. And these, of course, we're on Whatnot, pwtlive.com every single Tuesday night at 5:30 p.m. Central, and then you can get those on there. But also if you come to a show, you can grab one too.
Of course. And I know you got fans, so we'll go ahead and get through this. Let's talk about AEW. Obviously, you're a big AEW superstar. It was so great to see you.
I don't know about big AEW superstar.
I say big.
I'm there. I got a check.
I mean,
sometimes I get on the shows. I do help backstage. I do a lot of producing. So
can I ask what like match you produced so far in AEW? Or like one of their bigger ones?
Let's see. I was a producer for Orange Cassidy and Yuta Wheeler. I was on the headsets helping the directors. So So as a producer, kind of like, because I know wrestling, the directors might not know wrestling as much, so I'll be on the headset and I can kind of see, like, oh, you might want to get this angle because this might happen.
Yeah.
And usually it does, because I've been wrestling so long, I can foresee it.
Is there anyone in AEW that you haven't faced yet that you actually want to get in the ring with?
I've wanted to wrestle Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega?
And I don't want to wrestle Okada versus Kenny Omega. I want to wrestle a 9-year-old girl versus Kenny Omega.
Amazing, amazing. I'll let you go ahead and get to your fans now.
Appreciate
Colt Cabana, where can they find you on social media if they're not already following you?
At Colt Cabana on everything. Come play Twitch, play Fortnite with me. Twitch.tv/Colt Cabana. And join us for a live shopping experience every single Tuesday night, 5:30 p.m. Central on pwtlive.com, where we've been giving away Chase figures, and then there's just so many autographs and memorabilia you can get. That's all through Pro Wrestling Tees. So I'm the host, and I enjoy doing those.
Thank you so much, Colt Cabana. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
guys,
appreciate you.
muscle memory, my name's Malcolm. Colt Cabana, a legendary superstar.
Muscle memory,
And we're
right?
out. Yes, sir. Super strong.
Going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze.